guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. This is my first time doing long form content and I'm so excited to be sharing it with you. For my first video ever, I really wanted to stick to the basics and do a weekend in my life. So we're gonna start with Friday. I had an afternoon outing with a fellow influencer friend. She's actually originally someone I met online who lived in DC and has since moved to Nashville. So we spent the day getting her back in her DC roots and going to visit the Renwick Gallery. Their current exhibition is all about state fairs from across the nation. It was really such an informative experience. Friday was one for the books. We did a 3-part date night shooting for a really cool client. So we started off with drinks. We did these at Salt and Rosslyn. I'd never been there before, but their cocktails were literally on fire. Like, literally. They have such a good selection of cocktails, too. We got to try a bunch of different ones from their lineup. This guy actually came over to shut out the light, which was fun. It was also just such a great start to our date night. I also love to just stick my tongue out at Sam. Here's us heading over to our second spot of the night. We're heading out to dinner at Inca Social. Inca Social is really such a cool spot. They're Peruvian, but they have a ton of really neat and really well-designed fusion dishes like this freaking fire sushi. Like, it wasn't even just fire, like, tasting, because it was, but it's literally on fire. Tableside service by fire. In case you're wondering, yes, it did also make the best eats of 2026 already very quickly. We also got to try their really fun Valentine's cocktails. They were absolutely adorable. Sam ate all the little garnishes. They were not my jam. Saturday morning was honestly one of those magical mornings. It was literally just so much fun. Sam and I both got up to create that morning. He's really big into music, and of course, I'm really big into content. But what was so fun was it started to snow, so obviously I did have to get both cats up. I got P2 up first to go and see the snow. We then later got Goose Eat Goose up and to see the snow as well. I am pronouncing part of his full name because he is just a certified menace. Next up, we were heading out to a winery for the afternoon. I was clearly so excited about getting to record this all sideways for my long form content. Here is more of me trying to get ready. It was so bright out. I was excited and we hit the road. For some context for anyone who is just now finding my page, hi, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. We moved up to the DMV about 4 years ago, and one of my favorite things about living up here is being right next to Virginia wine country. Today's wine adventure took us out to Boxwood Estate Winery. I was super excited to come out here. They have a really unique cave dining experience, which is exactly what we were there for. Here's me and Boo. I got my fur on. I am ready to take on the day. And we immediately went into our cave experience. For this experience, we got to enjoy a really fun and curated wine tasting. They also brought us out some really delicious cheeses and meats and different things to try. We did have a little fun add-on, but the main attraction, of course, was the wines. That was until, of course, they did have a surprise party, which we got to be a part of, and it was so special. But back to the wines, of course. We were there in the tasting room. It was a little chilly, but honestly, it was so nice. They had really good seating and setup, and it was so fun. We did have one other outing for the day. However, your girl needed a nap, so this was post-nap heading out to the theater. I have always wanted to go see Swan Lake live ever since I saw Barbie Swan Lake. If you know, you know. And so I was so excited to go out to the Strathmore and see it in person. When I tell you guys, I was literally blown away at their seating and setup. It was seriously so cool. Obviously, of course, I am not going to be recording during the production, but I will tell you at the intermission, we were trying to figure out what was going on. After being deeply humbled by that, we then finished the production. We did get to film at the end, seeing everyone come out, do their dances, do their bows. I did not know that they bowed so much in ballet. I was literally amazed, and I was like, oh my God, we're still bowing. Okay, clap, clap, clap. After their performance, we then headed back from Maryland into Virginia to call it a Saturday night well spent. Sunday morning, we were up and at them. So one of the things I have been doing a lot more this year is drinking juice and making homemade juice. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I do not have a juicer, so this is literally me every single time we're making the juice, but hey, it's freaking delicious and I'm happy to do videos about what juice we're making. Once that's done, you then are left with this honestly guacamole looking stuff. It's actually really good because this has apples. You can do it as an applesauce, but the juice comes out very beautifully and it looks like this, and it's best served in my B cup. Cheers! All right, once the juice was made, it was time to seriously get to work. One of the things I have also been doing this year is journaling. So I've really tried to get into like normal journals, but I'm really also trying to use my iPad. So doing my digital journal has been amazing. One thing I also really love about it is so easy to customize. Like I literally get to draw. I also speak and trying to learn French better. And so I'm utilizing French a lot more in my daily life. And this is one of those easy ways to do that. After a good yap session, which is essentially the same thing you guys are getting here, but in written form. I then checked in on P2. He was over there, of course, guarding the bed, making sure we were both safe with our feelings. Once that was done, we then started the ice rolling journey. I've been trying this. I'm interested to see how it continues to go, but we'll see. Also, love using my cleanser every morning. Hi, everybody. Want to make sure you could see this is not sponsored, but it's just me yapping and getting going. Honestly, this was a little bit of a jump scare. Anyways, now that that's over, we're gonna get back on business. Boo and I did go to see Avatar 3. We love a movie date. It's so close to my face. I'm also trying to figure out how to zoom in, and I couldn't, so I manually did. Enjoy that. And enjoy me punching the air, question mark? Anyways, we went to go see the movie. That took up 3 hours or more, I don't even know at this point of our life. Then came my favorite time. Late afternoon, winding down and finishing up chores. I immediately came home, got in my cozies, put on the absolute best cozy atmosphere for my TV. I got my eye patches and we were ready to freaking go. After crushing chores, I then got to crushing dinner. So one of the things we've been making a ton of are these chicken shawarma thighs. They're so easy to do as like little, basically kind of like kava Mediterranean bowls. They are so good. Apparently they were really hard to get out of the packaging. It's this long video, but I swear once you do have them out and are competent like I could be, then you're ready to go. Honestly, these are so nice because after you have fist fought the packaging to get them into the oven, all you're doing is baking them and you can get all of your other ingredients together. We always like to do ours with rice bowls. We'll make our rice in the rice cooker. I don't know what I did before a rice cooker. This is the best thing ever. But we'll do them in the rice cooker, set that on. I always have to make sure it's on because I've left it on warm before and not cooked. Then you get everything out. The chicken comes out literally so tender, so yummy. Your house smells amazing. What we always like to do are get just like the kitchen shears and cut them up. It's basically kind of like Korean barbecue at your house, but you cut them up into your desired pieces. We always make the whole package too because it's really nice, and we'll always save the chicken for later in the week. Now again, this is a weekend in my life video. If you guys want more recipe videos, we can do that too, but this was the finished bowl and it slapped. All right, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this and have a good day. Bye!